Hello. How is everyone? Hopefully chat decides to behave. My mods are busy tonight. That's okay. Well, they're busy for at least part of the night. I don't know exactly how long this is gonna go, or whether I'm gonna switch games midstream. I don't know. We will see. But I was debating between Minecraft and Xenoblade, and I decided to go back to Minecraft today. Partly because Mousy and Dragon are gone and busy, and I don't want Dragon or Mousy to miss the next part of the chapter of Xenoblade to be lost. So instead of running around and doing nothing in Xenoblade except fight monsters, we're gonna run around and do nothing in Minecraft. Genius, I know. I mean, we're not gonna be running around doing nothing. I could take y'all deep slate and tough mining, and I have decided against it. What playlist do we want? The only thing I didn't check was whether or not the Minecraft audio is turned on, so I'll have to check that in a second. You'll have to let me know if the music's on okay volume. Oh, Minecraft audio is unmuted and working. Excuse me. Okay. What was I gonna get? Oh, right. I was like, I need to not. I was trying not to start early. So I was like, oh, I'll just gather all the materials I need. But I'm gathering and doing my things, and then I look at the clock and I'm like, it's 6:30. Now I have to, like, turn stream on, otherwise I'm running late. So here we are. I can come back and get that if I need it. Hi, Lazugod. Welcome in, Ward. See Ward. Had a little bit of scaffolding, but I think I've accidentally put it in to be sorted out. Oh, that's what's missing. Okay. I've had this empty spot in my tools chest for the past little bit, and I've been trying to figure out what was in it, and I am just now put together what was in it. Sometimes I remember what I'm doing. Okay. Yes, it was. And no, I'm not paying money to go see it. It's not happening. I'm glad some people are able to enjoy it. But based on what I heard, I'm glad I didn't even think about it. Hi, Nomi. Gotta leave for dinner in a little bit. No worries, how's it going? Yeah, I just ate dinner. So I know the feeling. I don't know if I'm going to end up using terracotta. Or not. Depends what kind of vibe I end up going for. I might as well just bring... I'll bring the light blue. I'm gonna have to get another shulker full of stuff. I'll bring the light blue and we can come back for more if I decide that's what we're gonna do. Let's do this so we don't have phantoms right away. I'm standing right next to the bed, I'll sleep. Okay. The organization in these chests is an absolute mess. Shulkers. is an absolute mess, but that's okay. I feel like I might have more copper. Let me... Oh, that doesn't work, Claire. Come on. You know how Minecraft works. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, maybe at least we'll get some cool music out of the movie. Nothing else. Anything in here I want to use? Might come back for all these beds, honestly, actually. Given one of the things I want to build today. If we get to interior decorating. Oh yeah! Of course I've got tons of copper in here. Okay, that makes me feel better. Some of these are a little emptier than others, but that's okay. Also, I can turn that off now. Ba, ba, ba. Probably should check and make sure those minecarts are... Okay, no, you are on. And the axolotls are alive. Surprise. Are the tropical fish? Yep, those didn't despawn. Okay. So I've done a little building off camera. And by a little, I mean I don't actually know how much. Last time I streamed we did that stuff, right? I think. And I worked a bit on the mountain over here. Which still needs some work around this bit, but you know, one step at a time. Probably a little bit more work on this bit. But honestly, if I left it as it is right now, it's passable. I honestly could just moss part of that and be done. And the part I built is definitely possible. Need to tweak that a smidge, I think. But definitely some work to be done around here specifically. But we're not going to do terraforming today, and I clearly didn't finish that part of the mountain. Oops. I think it's because I'm intending to reshape this, and I was like, oh, actually, I don't know where I want this to go. As you can see, it, like I was starting to shape over it, and then I was like, I ran out of dirt. Probably. I most likely ran out of dirt, because I have completely ran out of dirt. I need to build some rocks there. I have an idea for the river that we might end up testing today. And I clearly have some work to do over here. But, because like I also want to like preserve that and do a little bit of fun stuff with that. That's not what we're doing today. I don't know exactly where I left off as far as where everything was. Because it's been... When I opened this up earlier this week, it had been 24 days since I had opened up this instance. So... Yeah, just... It took... I had been on Cookie to do the charity stream, but there was a lot of... there was some downtime off of Minecraft just because of things, and then I got sucked into a few other games instead. One of which I'll be playing tomorrow, which will be fun. Dragon and I are going to do the next section of Split Fiction, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I have this feeling we're going to get into some serious chaos. Alright, but this part I know you guys haven't seen. So, I've been busy the last couple days, last week or so. And thank you, Nomi, yeah. I appreciate that it looks awesome to you. I immediately see the issues with it that I haven't messed with yet. I immediately see, that part is standing out because there's no grass on it, and I need to fix it. But I'm trying to get the castle to, like, I'm thinking along the lines to get the building to a point at which if it was done, I'd be happy. And then I can spend the next whatever bit after that of the server, like the season's lifetime, perfecting it and detailing it and doing all the little things like putting interiors on things, putting armor stands in these buildings, for example. You're making cookies? Awesome. So, filling the gaps, and it's not that I'm not detailing, as you will see I have been detailing, but more of just like I'm not going to spend as much time as like I want to in the end. Like I want to go through here, like these buildings here, and put some coral in it and all that fun stuff. Put some dead coral in here, get some rooted dirt. Probably a water trough and all that fun stuff, but I am leaving it as it is for now. But so this is the aerial gate. So for those who don't know, we have 4 gates roughly facing each of the cardinal directions. This one's a little bit less of a cardinal direction because it's on a corner. But there wasn't exactly a that is all water, so there wasn't really a gate per se that could come out of that. So what we're doing, what I'm doing with this gate is like these gates are all land gates. Now they all led to somewhere a bit more physical before the teleportation, but this one's now become a dock, but more of a private dock. Which is funny given this was the front gate, but it's more of a dock for this area usage. This section I'm intending to have some fun with. I may end up building a little village down here or something. I don't know because I have a village over there that I'm also trying to build. So I don't know. I'm going to do something with this section here. And I obviously need to fix the terraforming a smidge on this bit. But that's a later Clara problem. So this exit's gonna eventually have a path that actually leads somewhere, even if that's somewhere. Ooh, a floating building over here could look really cool. Yeah, that might be fun. Could do a floating bridge out to like a platform with a bunch of crystals and stuff. That would be fun. Because obviously magic is a big deal here, so it's a wizard's castle. Just no surprise. Me, I'm the wizard. So this gate can only be reached, even in its original placement, could only be reached through the air. So the idea is this is where dragons, griffins, oh, what was the other things? Pegasus. Is it Pegasi if it's plural, or is it Pegasuses? I feel like it's Pegasi. But I'd have to ask. I don't know, maybe somebody knows. But whatever. The multiple of plural of Pegasus, flying horses and stuff would come in and land. And so obviously I need to build something here to make them let them land on it, but we might do that today. Pegapodes? Maybe? So these are these are the stables for that, because on this entrance over here we have a horse stable. The llamas are here temporarily. I might put like some camels over here or something. Maybe some sniffers. Ooh. Well, we have some sniffers in the greenhouse. I might just move the sniffers from the greenhouse over here, actually, because that would work. But goodness, Ballad of the Cats is very spooky music. Hold on. Let's do something a little less spooky. Can we shuffle this? Actually, though, why did I get 3 songs from the same album in a row? How about Familiar Room, please, from that soundtrack. Tales and Trails. Or Trails and Tales, rather. So these are stylized in almost a sense to give off the energy of nests. So they're round. And they're floating. And there is a staircase over here for humanoids to use, but the idea is like the animals would just fly up here and nest when they are visiting. Let's see something I need to fix. And I was kind of going for a painted wood that's slightly very well worn and has been patched kind of thing. So there's bits and pieces of it that are from signs are like basically patching of like, oh well, we don't have any, like, you know, not that we don't have any, but just like for fun, or just like picking up whatever plank they had of the color they had and patching it up with that even when it doesn't match, to kind of give that feeling of wornness. And I do think I want to put more of the banners around. I might actually do some like banner patterns at some point and spend some time doing that and put those around. But I like the little like vibrant, I like the vibrantness of it. But that's why there's so many holes in the fences, because the idea is you're able to glide onto the platform without having to necessarily dodge the fence. Because it's a lot easier not have to dodge fences. I'm actually really happy with the staircase, though I do need to bring it down here, possibly. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. I might try to continue it all the way down. Might be something we do today. But yeah, these aren't really finished yet, obviously. If nothing else, they need better lighting and a little bit of something to make it feel like something actually does exist in there. I do intend, if I have time, I do intend to build possibly a dragon or two, and I may attempt some other creatures. Oh, okay. I had some friends that went to the Minecraft movie and I just got their review. Review was 3 out of 10. Oh gosh. So, you know, there you go. But, so that's what that section is. So the gate, I need to work on the gate, which is, we might do that today. I have a couple different things I want to try to do. So the other part of this section that I was trying to think, what do I put next to this? Because, like, do I really want more of these over here? This whole section here empty. It's like, what goes next to this? Because so far, I have a greenhouse, I have horse storage, I have visitor lodging / shops / houses, I've got more lodging, I've got a blacksmith area, a dining table, and then all the sciencey and all of the wizard hobbies are in there, along with grand rooms and stuff, right? And we have a little bit of like storage for the farms that come in from there, get processed here, and then probably go into the castle, into the keep rather. And then we have the dragon tower, which I have a couple ideas for, one of which has completely escaped me. I hope I wrote it down. So we have all these different areas that already have a purpose. So even when I build more buildings over here, they're going to be little houses and little like shop things. Like this is supposed to be like the inn and like a couple of shops possibly that also have housing. I don't know exactly how that works. I might just make them houses. So they do kind of look like cute little houses. And like this is a stable with a place for the stable people to live. And there's gardens everywhere, of course, because it's me. Oh, this wall is kind of blank. I may come back to that. Oop. Like the greenhouse is obviously got to be filled at some point. And you've got this, which is a lodging, and then a blacksmith area over the PvP zone. Oh, I don't know that this is ever shown on camera. These are the swords I put above the PvP arena entrance. Which I'm really happy with them. I was originally going to put like a swords over a shield, but I messed around with it and I just like the swords by themselves, so that's what I went with. They're supposed to be like magical holograms. But I've got this section here to fill with buildings, and I think I was going to do some nethery stuff over here. So, I just don't remember exactly what I was going to do. those top 2 layers will probably end up being like nether gardens of some sort. With bottom layer more just buildings. Just build some more houses at this point. Or workstations. We might go through like villager like workstations and mock up some stuff. Just for fun. So then I was thinking, okay, well I've got all of that over there. What do I need over here? And then I realized animals are here, right? And like the horses also kind of need this, but it's fine. What do you want to put near enough to the animals so that you could use it? And I was like, the food. And we have a fairly big wheat farm, potato farm, carrot farm, and beetroot, along with berries and other things, as well as like a llama sanctuary, like outdoor place that they can hang out. So we need silos to store that in, because you wouldn't store it, like there's some storage outside and there's some storage in some other parts of the castle, but you wouldn't store your food outside the castle walls. You would have, strategically, you would have some sort of long-term food storage. So I put the silos in. Whee. Which is what these are. I think I just built the cylinders and then did this and came back. I don't remember what order I did it in. I'd have to ask the people who I was hanging out with. They probably didn't notice either. So I put these in. And as you can see, they're full, air quotes. They are not in fact full. It is a visual illusion because I'm not spending that many blocks for things you can't actually see. Of materials. Clearly, this castle's doing well. This is the wheat, obviously potatoes, and these are the magic uppy things. You put the food here and it goes up to the top, and then it comes out the bottom, because that's how gravity works. I've been told that's close to how it works in real life sometimes, but usually there's like chutes and stuff, and yeah. Anyway, on conveyor belt things. In this case, it's just gonna be magic. I may end up putting some like purple glass around it or something to make it look like it's actually like magic. Well, I think canonically copper is technically a magical material in this instance, but that's not clearly shown unless you pay attention to a couple things in the lore, in my lore specifically, so might make it a little more obvious. And then we've got beetroots and carrots, because I would try to use the new resin block, but we don't have that yet. We are 2 updates behind? Ish? I think. So, 2 about to be 3. Whenever they release the next one. So that's the carrots. That's the closest. I tried wool, I tried a couple different things, and I was like, this is the only one that looks remotely like carrots, so that's what it is. Yeah. So those are there, and I was thinking about it, and they would obviously bring that in the wagons. That does make it funny though, because I've got it's copper over there and carrots over here, ironically, but this isn't the point. They would obviously need the wagons to bring the stuff over here with, so they've got wagon. This is where the wagons actually get stored and repaired and stuff. Clearly, someone was a little bit careless with the potatoes. But this is a little storage with a couple wagons without like a rider and pulley system, and then this one is up on a couple of support thingies being taken apart and examined, because I mean, that's the confused stance. This villager is confused as to what was broken. He's taking it apart and he can't figure it out. And this is also just more storage for them, because there's 2 that are currently around the castle. So the idea is that those 2 normally go here, or like one of those 2 always, like if there's only one out, then they would like tuck them on here too. Maybe these are particularly for the food, or perhaps they're the ones that need a little bit more fixing later. Who knows? It's just another level of like storage. for those because I was like, I have 5 now, 2 of which are in the castle. I may build more, so it needs to be a place that it's obvious that they don't just have storage for some of the wagons. Now, should I build a little bit more storage elsewhere? Maybe. And then they have this awning because it rains all the time on the server. And as per the suggestion of somebody I was in a VC with, was like, well, you could just put a like temporary tent awning on there or something. And it's like, actually, I forgot that I actually like to build these. So it's like, I know how to build tent coverings. I've done this before, and that would fill up the visual space here really well. So yeah, that's what this area is. There's clearly some work that needs to go into it. A little bit more TLC. But it's getting there. So I just have like this section here that has absolutely nothing. Which is where we're gonna start today at least. And I was thinking, it's like, yeah, we have lodging here, but we don't really have leaders, Lazo God, enjoy foods. Don't really have barracks in the sense of barracks like bunk bed barracks. This is like 6 people. So I was thinking we might put like an armory with some barracks on top of it or something here. Though I don't know exactly how I want to do that. Ooh, I know. And then like the backyard has like, ooh, actually, I see it now. Hold on. we make a mess. Time to get out the shulker monster. Let's go. One of those because I will have overflow once I start splitting these out. I need that. I don't know that, obviously. To start with. Okay. Deep slate base, probably. How did I... Okay, let me examine some things. I do need to incorporate some tuff in this front section, otherwise it's going to look a little weird that there's tuff in the back section and not in the front. Okay. I don't like that window. I need to fix that window. Okay. I think I want to do a similar vibe to this. So we'll start with... And I see what I did there. Okay. Start with this, and... I realized I had so much brick pre-made. I must have taken down a section of wall that, forgot the most important bits. I must have taken down a section of wall that was all brick or something and replaced it, because I have so much brick. I don't know where it came from. But I will take it. Okay. But I do think I want a little bit more tuff on the bottom in this case. Because I've been using it a bit, but I want to make sure that, and like it's incorporated in some of the buildings over here. I probably... gonna need to incorporate it into this tower somewhere, and I'm thinking right in this level might be a good spot, actually. Though... Yeah, actually, that'll be the easiest spot to do it. I could just do detailing with it, maybe. I'll have to see. Because that's where the lore room is, so... Lore room. May be interesting to actually replace some of that. I don't remember exactly how many blocks I left between the two. The interior and the exterior, that is. Okay, is that too far forward? Not really. I don't think it is. Okay, so if I were to... So I probably want to do that just so that we have odds. Probably, which is fine because that can be right next to that. That's... Oh, that was a block off. Okay. Like so. What's underneath this? Am I going to wish I didn't look? Okay. So this is solid. So I might actually be able to do a basement on this. Very fun. I mean, to be fair, even if I was floating in air there, I could do it. But it would be a little bit harder. Just a smidge. I'm thinking it through, thinking it through. Yeah. Okay. So what we'll do. Actually, is there a room for a square back here? Ooh, at the floor at a top. Hold on. Do a deep slate top condo. So this, that. Actually, the polish will be even brighter. I think the polish is brighter. Nobody quote me on that. Polished, and then. It's not that one. It's swirly one. Will probably look good. Or the bricks, and I don't know which. Probably a mix of all of these, honestly. It's what I usually end up with. Alright, let's try that. Because, like, we have our PvP arena. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's square. Yeah, we have our PvP arena, but there should be training grounds. You can see just how much I've terraformed. Yup. Okay. Does that place have a torch? Okay. Let me check light levels here just to make sure that... Oh, there's a red back there. There we go. That should fix it. That way we don't get any spiders under our feet. That is annoying. There's a couple places where there are mobs. In fact, I may end up going and lighting some of that up to show you just how crazy it can get. Okay. Okay, if I'm... Not my wings. That feels like a reasonable, like, sized arena. It's like training mat square thing. Soundless 5-minute lurk to keep my streak. Okay. No worries, dragon. Though to be fair, I don't think you can hear me. But I said anyway. I like that. What do you guys think? If anyone has an opinion, that is. It's okay if you don't. What'd I do? It's haste. This haste is gonna cause problems. Honestly, where is the haste? Because I might just switch it. I think. Is that the one we're in the range of? I think it is. I like that, I think. Could go one wider. Let's build the rest of it and see how it feels. Does this feel... Do I want to do it this way over this? I think because I want people to be able to train at the same time, that we probably want the archery. Actually, there's going to be a garden here. What if instead I put the archery back here and I put the PvP arena here? 5 stream streak, let's go. That might actually honestly work better. Because I can split it with a garden wall. We'll try to be back. No worries. Alright. Yeah, I like that idea better. Because if we put... kind of take this as kind of the wall. To the garden. Which I will obviously fully redesign later, but for now, we'll just plant all these so they're not in my inventory. We can reconsider exactly how we want to do that later. Okay. One. I don't want to block like the entrance to the garden, so we want it to be more here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want to see if we can do 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll make me go back one more. Which will work, I think, because we can... I'm going to probably also end up adjusting some of that as well. We'll see. That would be the only problem, is this corner of this building. Oh. Yeah. Okay, crazy idea. What if it's not an odd? What if it's an even? Will it look okay? Obviously, I have to adjust exactly how I put it together. but it could still work. Oh, that's not the center. That's center. Do this, 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 this. And then dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. No, I think having corners full is better. I wish you could get the side of these on top of it sometimes. Like, I wish there was some, like, directionality to it or something. Because I do feel like that would look cool. Because looking at that top and then that side, I don't think you can tell that it's the same block. Unless you know. But I think that looks better. So put that there. I gotta repair the ground over here. Easy to do. Oop. There we go. Alright. There we go. I need this. Put a gate there. Put this here. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. On 6 we go over. And let's see if this is too tall. Yeah. Okay. Let's bring it down to here. Joshua, can you take a second and take her out? Please. Let's see. I think this will look better. Gotta love when the misclicked block is actually in the center where it needs to be. It's always nice. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of an inverse of this building over here. That is to say, like I want to do tough, polished tuff at the bottom. And then bring in some of the terracotta from the other side at the top. I think. Where did I put that? Oh, it's probably in here where it goes. Toss some of this stuff away. Grab this. No. I don't think I want to do that kind of indent here. Probably for the fact that it's going to leave me with like no internal space. So I may end up doing a little bit of an sticky outy bit on this. Almost thinking I might adjust. What if... Lucy, baby girl. I did that. Yeah, I think that works. Okay. One second, chat. There we go. Okay, I think it worked. I think I'm unmuted. Oh, fun. See, I like that. Okay. Does mean this gets moved over to one side. Can we do... Goodness, haste. Honestly, door goes here. That one doesn't need a window. This one could have a window. I'll just put plants there. Okay. I do... Oop. Oop. I'll do that on the front, but I won't do it on the back, because I think this is where some stuff is going to go. And we'll put a furnace here. So there'll be something like that going on. Don't know exactly. Well, this will probably go across here like that. And then we'll put the fireplace in. in the sense, I think that what's going to end up happening is this floor is going to be like the gathering area. People come to chat, exchange technique stories about swords and bows and things and whatever. And then downstairs, I'll make a basement, a nice basement of the like rooms, or do I want the armory to be in the basement? That's the debate, isn't it? I don't know, chat. Would you put your armory in your basement or in your upstairs? If I can have the new doors right now. Do I have any spruce doors? Oh, I've got 16. Okay, let's get them out of here. There we go. Perfect. Oh, those go in there. And so do those. Answer is both in the basement, actually. I like that plan. Okay. I'm thinking, and I hear Discord go bring, hold on, make sure it's not that urgent. Nope, random message, okay. The group chat is popping off and you're not in the conversation. I feel like Crimson trapdoors work here for Windows. Contrasts nicely with the warped wood. Okay, and then I need this. It's actually proper entrance to that, and I do think I'm going to end up putting a pair of gates on this bit. So like if you don't want to go through the building for whatever reason, and we'll continue working on that bit later. Oh, that is something I should check real quick. Let's put this like here. Yeah, that bit's lit. Okay. What about in here? Probably should get those off the floor so that when I replace this floor, it's not a problem. Alright. No, that's just the flowers. Okay. Yeah, I'm almost thinking I just put a roof on this, and I know what kind of roof I want to put so it doesn't actually take up too much vertical space. It'll take up a bit once I put the roof on, which will create a fun aesthetic inside, but will hopefully work on the outside. Not be too crazy. Hopefully. Okay. Yeah. I like it. Okay. I need not that wood, probably this wood. And what roof? So we've got prismarine there, copper there, warped wood here. What kind of? That's also copper. If I had more dark prismarine, I'd do it out dark prismarine, but I don't think I have enough dark prismarine to do that right now. So my choices are prismarine or copper. Or warped wood. I think I will do copper. Okay, so I do need to oxidize more copper, I think. We're gonna make a handful of those. Actually, I'll just make that into slab. That's gonna fill my inventory up. I'm gonna make it into slabs because then it's way easier to place and it's more consistently something I can use for all sorts of things. Surprisingly. I don't think I want any copper bulbs in this one. Alright, there's a grand bull in chat. If everyone wants to try to catch it, I'm gonna push the button. And I need those. Some more. Honestly, we'll just do that. Well, I need stairs. Yeah, I'm gonna need stairs. And slabs. Okay. Let's see. I do this. Yeah, like that, like that, like that. Okay. I think. Do I start there? I think I start there. I mean, I just move that up one. I think I do just move that up one. Hold on. Remembering how to do roof. It's been a minute. Actually, those would be stairs, not slabs. I forgot. That's right. Okay, I'm gonna need more stairs. Good thing I brought extra blackstone. So that would go there. Feels... Okay. Or do I do... Yeah, no, that works. Okay, okay, okay. But I do think the slope is going to be a little less steep than that. Simply for the fact that I think it's a little too harsh too fast. So we'll do this. Like, sir. And then... Okay. Gonna have to probably make more stairs out of copper. That'll be blocked off, but actually, that's where the terracotta could come in. So while I'm here. We'll see if that's good enough. I think that's what we're gonna end up doing, so. So I can either do like this or this. Trying to soften that edge just a smidge. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Like, so. And I think the roof will resume here, because I think that's how that's gonna work. And yeah, I think this is gonna end up being solid. I'm gonna put some of the other blocks I grabbed and mixed in a pattern. 1, 2, 3. 3. It really likes this album today for whatever reason. This C14 album, it really wants to play. Don't know why. Because it is on shuffle, so like it shouldn't be returning to the same album over and over again, but it is. Do I want slabs or stairs there? Slabs, honestly. Goes back and put stairs. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. Nope, not those stairs. I needed these stairs. Do I want to do like this? Even though it's going to be asymmetrical, just to kind of like, I think 2 beams in here makes the most sense. Even though there's not pillars there per se. I think that will work. I could just not line this other one up with the beam, but okay, let's go get. Let's go get this. Like that. Something. Yeah, not at that point, but I might take it here and then okay, cool. I do have this. Something like that, and then we just keep going. And then probably just right here is the top of it. Doesn't need to go very far. Okay. Nope, it's in here. Yes. There we go. I'll just put 1. I want the smoke to be uneven. There we go. Map. Might have to come back to that, honestly. It looks a little strange. Anywho. Yeah, because see, the reason I decided maybe not a second floor and just go down, because I like how it doesn't break up the visual of the building behind it too much. Like, you don't quite fully see the building behind it, but you see some verticality here. So I like that. So. Therein lies the problem. 2, 3, 4. Could comfortably turn here. Which leaves a little bit of space. Okay. That needs to be a landing. Yeah, one more. I was complaining about the haste earlier, now I'm gonna be glad I have it. Alright, let's get a floor in up here. Fine, everything's fine. Dun, dun, dun. I don't still have my night vision on, do I? I don't think so. I mean, there's one way to find out. Yeah, no, I don't still have my night vision on. It's okay. That's not the worst. Because I still want some floor room up here to do stuff with. I have to decide if there's going to be a hole here where they're going to put the wall there. But This is not going to be closed in. Nice thing is I can kind of make this however I want to down here. Other than this room. Might turn that a little sooner, actually. Interestingly, because I have an idea of how I wanted this to look when you come down the stairs. Yeah. So a wall here. Why do I want the wall to be down here? Do I want it to be the brick? I feel like the floor is going to be the brick. But I feel like this... Yeah, that's going to look a little silly. What if for the staircase I do the brick? If I do a slab there instead, I think that would end up making this work. Right? Yeah. Could transition to a... Yeah, okay. We've got deep slate brick section. Oh, that's too close. Do this and then like that, I think. And these last blocks. And then here, do a transition into whatever hallway I end up doing. And I'll do upside down stair there, it's not a problem. And the lighting will have to be at the end in the hallway. So let's grab lanterns because that's what I'm going to end up doing. Okay. We will put away the blackstone because I don't think we're gonna end up using that in the basement. Or that, to be honest. Dun, 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 dun. Probably want all those stairs. Let's try with that and see what that ends up working out. Actually, I need to make more soul lanterns. But I do kind of want this to be soul lantern-y, so we'll see. Okay. So we do that. And I am mimicking a specific thing when I do this. I don't think necessarily too seriously. But I am mimicking something. Gonna make it a little bit less of a maze than that is, but not by much. It's still a me build. And all my builds are mazes. It's funny, I'm building all this that nobody will see, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, dragon will probably see it. Probably. Alright. So, armory, barracks, barracks, I think. That's what I'll end up doing. So we'll do a 3-section. Don't need one there. And then in this wall, I'll have a door. And this one will have an alcove. the light in it. And this will be a shelf with some storage. Yep, that looks good. Hmm. Ooh, shiny. Okay. There, now you can see chat. Realize I could see, but you might not be able to. So, I fix. There we go. So I don't know exactly what I want to do with the ceiling, but we're going to keep the floor the same because honestly, I think that'll work. And I have way too many of the bricks. Keep the floor the same. Means I need to go get more of them. Need like some of that, but not all of it. And honestly, I'll take 2 of these stacks. Make some more stone brick with it. Go. I'm actually gonna take the stone cutter with me. Yep, and then roof I think I know, I'm gonna probably do copper, honestly, in all of this bet. Six. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like so. Like that. 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 Put the 64 in the offhand, honestly. 12's not going to last very long. Do I have some of the tough fun blocks in my inventory? No. Okay, because I want to put those behind these lanterns, I think. Wrong materials. Wrong type of bricks. Now I need to go count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Four, 5 on a wall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Do, do, do. Dun, 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 dun. I have to go back up there and make more tough polished tuff, but that's okay. Hopefully I have enough. I got a little bit the other day when I was on and mining, but tuff is something I'm running out of very quickly. Almost as fast as I run out of deep slate, which is kind of crazy. But not as fast as I run out of dirt. That stuff is actually crazy. Dun, dun. I can grab some material for the roof as well while I'm up here. And dump off some more stone. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Alright, stone cutters in my inventory. Now, technically I have a second one if I need to pull it out to make stuff. That's good. It's fine. Okay. Don't want to leave any space that's big enough for a spider to spawn. That wouldn't be good. Doop-a-doop-doo. Well, I don't need to break out the corners, obviously. Hi, dragon! Welcome back. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Hopefully your evening adventure was fun. Or afternoon evening adventure. You know what I mean. And yes, I have my night vision on. Makes this easier to build with. Okay, did I do that on the side or am I crazy? Okay, cool. I mean, I am crazy, but that's besides the point. Was good. The meal was good. Ooh, nice. This is the armory slash armory barracks, the military barracks of sorts, or the leftover barracks. I don't know. More beds, because I clearly haven't put enough down for everybody. I'll show you what I've done so far on the outside in a second. Oh, I need to dig out more of that. Definitely need to go outside. I'll turn that off. We don't need it in the hallway. Do I have any of that made already? Nope. Okay. So this is the outside. The plan is to have a little bit of like the PvP. The way that scared me. Say the word PvP and then get damaged immediately is kind of crazy. The PvP, like, not PvP, but like the sword fighting stuff out here, and maybe like a dummy over here, or I may put dummy over here actually, because I don't want to block the entrance to the garden too much. Oh, shot an extra arrow on accident. Oh well. Practice grounds. Yeah, practice grounds. So there'll probably be like a dummy of some sort over here. So this is swords, and then over here I'm gonna build like a more of an archery range. Because I was trying to put them together, and I was like, I don't want the archers to have to wait on the people doing the sword practice. We don't want anybody getting accidentally shot while they're sword practicing, or vice versa, get a sword in the foot while they're trying to shoot arrows. So separate them a little bit. And this is less of a vertical, what's the word? Vertical impact visually, whereas the like arrow practicing things will have a little bit more verticality to them. So we're putting that over there. I do want to like have an actual entrance to this garden here, so you just leave me alone. So that will work. I slept already. Fine. I'll actually sleep away the night. There, you happy? You're burning. That's what you get. It's funny, they want you to sleep and then they burn in the sun. Ironic that, honestly. Yeah. So I've got the outside done. And I was debating whether to do 2 floors and like put one thing in the basement. But the more I thought about it, the less I was like, I don't want it to like be taller than that. Like, I feel like this is a good height for it. So, the idea is put like a hanging out space here where you can cool off between things or just find somebody to spar with, you know, that kind of energy. Here. And then downstairs sleeping rooms slash an armory as well. Excuse me, that's lost my coffee. Wild Chansey has appeared, if anyone wants to try to catch it. Then the idea is you come down here and familiar vibes. Just might be a smidge familiar to a different building in the castle. Or a different room in the building at the castle. Just maybe. Because I was debating what I was going to do down here, and then I was like, wait, I could do something silly. So, doing something slightly silly. Not nearly as big or as much of a maze. Though I was thinking that there might be a secret door in here somewhere at some point. I have to figure out how to make one. But having a secret door in the armory that is a back door to a back door into like either the PvP arena or something else. Because there was always the original idea that there would be like a network of tunnels. Besides your tunnel. That totally doesn't exist. So I think that would be cool. And like this kind of building is easy to do that with, I feel like. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I should just go ahead and dump off a couple of things here. Hold on. What do I want the walls to be made out of? Don't think I want it to be out of terracotta, so I think I can toss off that just there. Had another. Ah, stop doing that. Okay. Need those. Those. No barrels? Really? Interesting. I must have used them all when I made them yesterday. It's fine, I brought spruce wood for this specific reason. Partly because I wanted to use it, and partly to make things out of. Bop, bop. I'm gonna put a link on this as well. It was interesting figuring out how to like, I wanted a two wide staircase, but up here that would take up too much space. So like transitioning this from, and then I was making this bit with just one wide, and I was like, wait a second. There's something I can do here that will actually work. I do it like that. That means I can't really do a second shelf, so it'd be more like that, I think. Would I prefer? No. That? I think just the slabs across works. And obviously there'll be chests in here as well. I may make the roof add something else in here and make it a solid block so that I don't have to worry about hanging things off of it. Okay. So it needs to go in. Turn night vision on so I can see. It needs to go in a block. Yep, that feels about right. Gotta love the accidental haste beacon helping me out here in this case. It was annoying me when I was working on stuff upstairs, but right now... It's actually working in my favor. Which does mean we're within, was it 50 blocks of the beacon in the middle of the well? I think it's the well beacon that has haste. Could be wrong. Most of them have jump boost. One of them, and I'm pretty sure it's the one in the well, has haste. That's what it used to be. Whether I switched that out and did a different one had haste, I don't remember. Oh, perfect. Okay. So we can't go really too much further that way, probably. Simply because I clearly have... It's clearly where edges some of this goes. Okay. Do, 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 do. Okay. Why is that like that? That's silly. So I know like our storage room kind of has an armory, but I was trying to like think what else I could put around, and I kind of feel like this makes sense. I do think I will put like a bit of like armor upstairs. And honestly, I am not gonna build the interior of this tonight. But there can be more than one armory. Yes, but also not just more than one armory. There can be more than one armory because of who has access to what. Maybe this is the basic tools armory. This is the basic everyday. This is the basic weapons, not the magical ones, for example. Which would make sense, because a wizard has many magical items that maybe you don't want your guards necessarily playing with. Because, yeah, so there's the private armory in the castle, but we're gonna have another one in this room. And I think I'm just gonna like put walls in and then work on it another day, honestly. What do I want the walls out of? Because I don't want them out of that. I could do them out of the stone brick. I need more. I need to oxidize more copper. Surprisingly. I have the copper to oxidize, don't get me wrong, I don't have it oxidized, so. Probably gonna make a copper field after stream. Do I want it at this level? Or do I want it at... Do I want it that level or that level? Or both. No one said anything about the flat roof. Going to make a David after stream? No, that requires actual work. That would be like actually doing redstone. No. I'm gonna make a mess after stream is what I'm gonna do. Dave Cofferfield. I know what the joke is, and I was being... I don't think facetious is the right word. Contrary? Yep, no, I did contrary. There's the word I was looking for. Silly is a word? Yes. I was responding to a joke with a joke. Yes. Because for those who don't know, David Copperfield David is what Pix called his redstone version. Stop. So Brian just tried to read there. Hold on. So there's the word I was looking for. My brain is fuzzy. No, Dragon, I get it. And to be fair, I didn't do as clear a tone indication as I could have. So the joke was like, yes, I'm making a Copperfield, but I'm not making a David because I'm not doing redstone. Which is a layered reference, so... Named after a great magician called David Copperfield. Yeah, because he has Copperfield in his name. And, yep. I think it all started out as... You think he was a magician? I don't know. I don't remember if it was Pix who coined the term to begin with, or if everyone was just calling it a Copperfield and making a joke about David. Because I feel like Tango made the same joke. And then when Pix was making, Pixelrus that is, was making his redstone machine, it just became the thing. Illusionist. So yes? That's what I'm hearing. Like, a class of magician, technically? Question mark? I wouldn't know. An American stage magician and illusionist described by Forbes as the most commercially successful magician in history. Same difference. Yeah. I've seen an illusionist in person before. It's interesting. I don't remember what tricks they did, but I remember having fun. And I have a poster. I got their poster. So, take that as you will. That was a fun excursion. I think Grandma took us. Don't remember. But Mom was there, so it may have been a combo effort by the two of them. One of those, while your kids are here visiting during the summer, do you want to go see this? Kind of energy. A good way to kill an afternoon without them complaining that they're bored. But we would never do that, but, you know, just in case. Oh, goodness. Because there's only so much weeding, gardening, board games, and such you can do. And going to the pool. Only so much. Though we also played water guns, played in the sprinklers. There were toys too, but it was a good afternoon, I think. Good afternoon activity for us younger children. I don't remember how old I was. Probably like 12? If I had to guess. But yeah. The thing is, I don't go to that kind of thing much anymore. I don't go anywhere. I go to work. I come home. I play video game. And once every 2 weeks, I'll stay out of the house for the entire day and go play D&D with friends and hang out at Starbucks. Do I want to make that part of the build? Where is this? Oh, that's not even on the outside. I can just, that's not there. It's just part of it I didn't delete when I was fixing that yesterday. That's no one's fault but yours. I wasn't saying it was like a fault, more of just a statement of facts. It is a decision I have made, mostly. So I am getting out of the house a few times this month. Family things, those are gonna be fun. My brothers are gonna play. That'll be entertaining. Nothing else. I will, hopefully, not at the script. It's high school though, so who knows. As long as they have fun, which I think they will. So they are doing a lot of shows in a row. So that's going to be chaotic on a technical side. Ooh, a wild comb bee. I want one. like this. I think I'll probably end up making some like cubbies in it or something. Ad starts in a minute. Okay. But it's a good start. And when I feel like I'm in a decorating mood, I'll come back in there and decorate. Alright, let's empty this stuff into chests and things. And start working on... that goes there. Okay. Next bit. I need those. I'll organize this at some point. Oh, I saw more of those. Okay. Will get organized. It's just not right now. Not mid-project. Ad starting. Okay. I wish fences and walls actually attached to each other. Like on one hand, I get why they don't. On the other hand, I am lost as to why they don't. You know? Ooh, nice, Messi, and I caught it. Nope. Fence gates, like the gates, the door bits, will open and connect to fence, to the walls, but these won't. So the only way you would get it to connect is if you used... Actually... How stupid would that look? Hold on. I could use that in my favor. Could do... Wow. Well, that would explain the confusion. It's all good. I was thinking about using this the other day, but I ended up going with a slightly different technique. Like, oh, maybe that would work. And then I decided not to bother with the pen down there for the animals. But this could work here. And make this a little less... Yeah, see, the issue is that right there. That's the issue, because when they attach to fences, they're up higher. When they attach to walls, they're lower. So what I could do here... is do that, which I think I might end up doing, actually. Because I feel like that just sits better in the room. This is a little close. Do you really need a door here? I feel like that's going to be a little bit used door, so maybe it doesn't matter because it's not as used as much. No, you're good. It was a good question because it should work that way. And then... Do you have a data pack on Archeo that walls connect to fences? No, we don't. The gates always have, I thought. Maybe not always, but they've recently been... recent years always have. I don't know if they didn't at one point, but... off the top of my head, I can't remember, honestly. It's not vanilla? What do you mean it's not vanilla? This isn't vanilla? This is vanilla. Also never had fences connect to walls, so I don't know. Fence gates. The fence gates will, the fences will not. That's what I'm complaining about. Because if I do... Where's the wall? I can just do this. This won't work. This works. Why? Oh, we don't need that. That's the spooky one. I haven't taken off the spooky ones yet. Okay, how do I wanna... Do I wanna just do this? This? Oh, well, that would help if I had those blocks. 10% fences should connect to walls. Right, and I know some people probably use the fact that they don't to like their advantage, and that's great, and I love that for them. However, for me, I would rather they did connect. It would just make more sense. It would make so much more sense. But, you know, Minecraft be Minecrafting, and that's okay. Oop. Okay. It's a text thing. I was like, why is my watch making that noise? Because I got a text. Yeah, no. What if I just did... see, the problem is that's at the bottom of the block, though. Excuse me. Making mantles in Minecraft is always a little bit interesting. And yeah, I know that's way too high up for it to be a true mantle, but I'm testing out what it would feel like. I think that might work. Yeah, but I want to be able to place things on it, which I can't do with a double trapdoor, sadly. Other than I would be able to armor stand things. Actually, I have a better idea. Yeah, that feels too bulky. I think that kind of works. Just don't look at it too hard. Then here, what kind of table do I want to do? Probably going to end up being one that I can't place things on, ironically. However. I think. Yep, there we go. Do that with. Do I have any? I mean, I have 7 warped. I was thinking Crimson or Mangrove, though. There's Crimson Windows. Let's try Crimson and see how that looks. And I can also try the other. Doop, doop, doop. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Okay. I'm thinking that there. One of them is like off angle, that's silly. Yeah, makes me wish we had a tables and chairs data pack. That would be nice. No such luck, though. Oh. Excuse me. That works. Except I think then these need to be mostly slabs. Otherwise it looks a little bit silly. I mean, it doesn't... Sorry, I got my throat decided to do something silly there. I mean, I could just do it with stairs. It's not supposed to be functional, it's supposed to look functional. Yeah, I think that more fills in the idea that it's a chair. And then we could do doop, doop, and do a higher table here. Not too close together. How's that? No, I feel like that works. Dun, dun. A few more stairs. Yeah, I think that definitely gives off the energy. Okay. Probably put one of these in here. Oh, that's a good idea. Do I want candles instead of lanterns? I think I'll do a mix. So maybe that. I'm thinking, even though it limits how much stuff I can actually put on it, I think that will help. Then I do think put like that there, so you could, like a little drink station kind of energy, right? Candles there. Some candles there. Overkilling it on the light, but they're decoration, honestly. I do think like grindstone there, maybe sometimes you need to sharpen your tools, right? So having a grindstone easy access is a good idea. Need some carpet. I don't really have... Do I have those in my garden box? Maybe. I have the stuff to make them. I think I did that on purpose so I could do bigger ones or smaller ones. Because that way I can just make them into pots of either type, and then I don't have to think about it too hard, right? Which flowers do I want to do in here? Using the term flower loosely in this case. What plant do I want to put in here is probably the better way to put it. There's one there. One there. That one I think actually might remain empty. Ooh, I wanted a painting for that wall. Do I not have... Well, that's fixable. Couple of paintings we can mess around with. It's funny, I said I wasn't like feeling like doing interiors, and then here I am doing interiors, but shh. It's fine. It's fine. Actually, I feel like that should be here. Well, that's annoying. Okay, fine. If... Also, why did the bottoms of pots... That was the one I wanted, dang it. Actually... Why do the bottoms of pots not have a texture? For the record, that seems really silly. Oh, Tyrant escaped. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so this next bit will be the wall for the rose garden, which I have an idea of what I want it to look like in my head. I just have to figure out how to make that. Yeah, bud? Oh, that looks cool, bud. You got some fun looking food. Oh, you'll have to tell me about it later. Okay. I feel like I may want some deep slate tile here, actually. Funnily enough, even though I did not grab that to start with. It's like, actually. Depending on how that looks, I may like that option better. So what we're gonna do. How do I want this to connect? You know what? We'll figure that out later. I'll probably just put this wall behind this wall on this edge in some sort of fancy way. And it'll go here-ish as well. Ish. I don't know how I'm going to cut this off. Okay. This is a fork going here. So like that, maybe? I want it to be kind of a bit of a vertical wall. A lot of the other ones are not as vertical, but I want it to be a bit of a vertical wall, but I want you to be able to see through it. So And I think I want that pattern to go back and forth. Okay. See, I feel like that works. Silly. There's something I've done on the other end. Castle. On a shorter scale. Bigger scale, actually, rather. Like, it's not, but it almost feels like that... is it called wrought iron? Cast iron? Not the darker iron... like, grates. Oh, that's apparently doing that. Alright. Fine. I'll allow it. Yeah, I like it. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to merge this into this other wall. I might just make all of this that's gonna be part of the garden, just have this wall and then come back to this, transition it somehow. I think I could try to figure it out right now. But maybe I should leave it alone. Come back to it. I do want there to be arch here. Keep falling into the hole. Da, 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 da. Nope, not the blackstone. Hey, yeah, I like that. You know, it would be part of fixing this area would be getting rid of this pool of water, but you know what? I don't know, is that too much effort? Well. Alright then. While I'm building my could be considered slightly spooky gate, let's rain on it, shall we? Yep, totally makes sense. Yeah, I think that works. And then like that, maybe? Yeah. Do, 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 do. Ooh. Yes. I do think I want to try, I'll do like this to like disguise the fact that that's where this bit kind of like overlaps. Yeah, I like that. It's gonna look really good with the roses and stuff all behind it. Because like it blocks your view, but it doesn't block your view. And it gives like a good separation between this and that, I think. Because I'm obviously going to dress this up a bit more. Probably with dirt and other stuff. Armor stands and such. You do a little bit of that now. I'm thinking. Oh, would I want to do that kind of thing? I don't know. See, it's always raining on the server. Always raining. Four. Let's try 4 tall. 2, 3, 4. Is that too tall? Maybe. Do 3. 1. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, 1 too many. And then I think composters at the bottom, maybe? I don't know. I don't know exactly. Did I toss some random stuff? Yes, there we go. Let's do like 3 of these and make a couple of these as well, just in case that looks better. Do that, and then is it? What's the tripwire hook recipe? Like sticks iron. It's like a thing to like hang up the training weapons on and stick them in when you're not using them, when you're wanting to have a bunch out here, kind of thing. I do need to light this up without doing this kind of lighting. So let's solve that problem. First, get rid of everything. This one has the glow lichen in it? Yeah, I need to get more glow lichen. I have some somewhere. And then, oh, did I leave my night vision on? No, I didn't. It's really hard to tell in this weather. Okay. Do I want to do the blue? I might actually want to try to do the blue to keep, because it color, like down there I switched to yellow, but up here might be smart to stick to blue a smidge. Like that, maybe? No, that's not going to be there, of course. Just put a lantern there as well. I see some gray orange back here. So like that will work. There's a wild trapinch in chat if anyone wants to try to catch it. Oh wait, I made those gates. Maybe I have... did I only had 1 extra. Oh well. Good thing is I have wood and sticks. And too much stuff in my inventory. Don't need those anymore. And I don't need that. Da, 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 da. This path. Do I have more of those somewhere? Somewhere. There we go. So obviously. Like this, I think. Yeah. I think that works. Even though I think the garden inside is going to have a lot of flowers, I'm wondering if this is going to... I think that detracts. Not that flower if I'm putting a flower there. It's too much. Maybe some red tulips. It won't be too big, but will be a little bit of color, a little bit of planned. It'll feel a little less cold. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So the question is, do I turn the rest of this into deep slate, or do I leave it? What do I do with this section? Yes. Deep slate, yes. Not deep slate, yes in general. Oh yeah. I asked too many questions in a row there to know which one you were answering. I think the deep slate might work because it will open the flow a bit. Yes to both. Right. So what I'm hearing is I should try one, and then I can always put grass back in. Actually, that can just go here. Clearly I need to sort my boxes. It's fine. What am I doing that for? I've got that, and then I've got this. That work. Yeah, you probably didn't hear me say this earlier, Dragon and Massey. The reason I was quote-unquote on time today was because when I was sitting here at 6 o'clock thinking about whether I should just start or not, I was like, I know what I can do. I can just material gather while I wait. So I actually almost started late because I was material gathering and like putting together the boxes I would need for this project. But hey, I didn't start early. Look at me go. Not that anybody ever cared too much. Do some texturing though, because the rest, it's supposed, all of this cobble is supposed to be textured a bit, and I always put it in with the intention of like, I'll texture it when I get around to it kind of energy, and I may get around to it, I may not. Don't know. So sometimes I texture it anyway when I'm building it. Oh, I know where that painter's going. Da 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 da. Da, da, da. Basically, I'm gonna leave the grass where the flowers are on. Like, I could change it to mud to be silly, but that's not what we're going for here. Though I am often silly anyway, it's okay. Keep, would you mind? There we go. Da 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 da. By the way, Dragon, we're basically completely out of actual dirt. I literally unsoaked some of the grass I had, so I had some dirt for this. Which I haven't used because I haven't done part of the texturing I intended to do, but it's okay. It's gonna be used in the archery section, I think. I unsoaked, touched it, and then made it coarse dirt. And yes, I could just be using a not soaked touch right now. But... yeah. Wait. This section now feels a little bit funny. Yep. What's gonna go there? Who knows? Random stuff, most likely. Yeah, I think that looks better. Funnily enough, it lessens the impact of the fighting thing. But because of the way I built it, it still stands out enough, I think. And it is nighttime, so if it was daytime, I feel like it wouldn't look so dark. I'm still good on that. Do I need that sign anymore? Westgate. Nope. Yeah, it actually is the Westgate, so I must have fixed that since we got moved. Cool. Well, this area was empty before I started stream. So, there's that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna cut this line like across here. And have a section, like, I might even put a building here to like break this up a bit and make a logical thing. And there may be a staircase. That wouldn't actually work in this layout. No, the garden's gonna have to be a walkthrough to something else. Had to go through the garden to get to the gate. Practical maybe, but it forces you to smell the roses, so yay? Yeah, it definitely looks better than it did before. It's a good start. I was talking at the beginning of stream that there's a few places like up in here and like up in this section that I still haven't like fully fleshed out where the buildings are going. So like this path needs some things, and then there's a few more houses to build over here because it just looks like there's gaps. There needs to not be gaps there. Some of that I may do some other things in, and then this section. this is a good chunk of this section done. I obviously also have terraforming out here to do. Most glaring that finishing the terraforming, but given I'm out of dirt. Oh, there was one thing I was gonna fix. The good thing is I have a ton of deep sleep bricks. Alright, you know what? Nope, just gonna do this. Oh, I had a bunch of slabs and I didn't. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go through and sort through this all and get it either in one of the chests that it goes in or into the sorting system later. Right now I'm just planning my inventory so I can actually, you know, think. Okay. Do that. And then I think I already had some. Yep, there we go. So the bottom of this bit, I was waiting till I figured out what this was gonna do before I fixed it. Now that I, one, have a platform, and two, this part is done, we can come up here and kind of do this. What happened? Oh, okay. I think that goes there. And this is a lot easier doing it this way, actually. Normally I would have done it when I did the top bit. But I didn't obviously do that, so. Because I wasn't really sure, and if I was gonna like take it down while I was building this and like bring it up to each other, it was kind of silly to build there. Okay. I missed a Nerf war apparently. That's tragic. That's fine though. I can always catch the next one, and as a witness, obviously. Anyway. Yeah, I think this will work. I need to make sure I light it all up so that none of it gets spawning. Let's pull out this because I don't want to lose this spawn proofing that was doing to the rest of the roof just because I'm being a silly. Okay. Yep. Alright then. Put it here. Wild Curlia is in chat if anyone wants to catch it. I may hate this and choose to adjust it later, but not bad. It's not great. Like I said, I may adjust it later. But at least it won't be sticking out too far like that anymore. And from here, I don't think you can really even notice. I noticed because yeah, because I built it, but... Okay, what point does this turn? Oh, perfect, it turns right here. This one might go in extra. There. Oh, it escaped. Nobody caught it. Okay. I have a mess to clean up, but that's nothing new. Not the trident. And a pickaxe to fix, clearly. It already, even just with a little bit of like this bit, looks even like more just like filled in than it did when we started stream, which is great. But I do think this is where I'm gonna call it. I will take the time to take some pictures before I log off, so I'm gonna leave myself in Minecraft. Because I want to share, oh, I know what I can do. Before I log off, let's look at it as shaders. Yep, there we go. Yeah. Nice. Nothing like super crazy technically. It's not nighttime. It would look more aesthetic at night with the shaders, but such is the way things go. Alright, there's the ending screen. Let me boost that a smidge. Da, da, da. Let me see if there's anybody to raid. Don't know that there will be, but da, da, da. This song is my favorite. Ba, da, 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 na, 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 da, na, na. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody to raid tonight. Alright, Dragon and I, as far as I know, should be back tomorrow with more split fiction, unless something breaks or something. And then normal streams during the week next week. Well, I'll have to see about Friday, actually. Wednesday should be normal. Fridays a maybe. Saturdays are definitely not. So I am not streaming on the 12th. Whether or not Dragon chooses to or just takes a break, I don't know. He hasn't told me, and he'll probably figure that out later. But, and I will put an announcement in the Discord probably after tomorrow so people don't get confused. But I will put it in the Discord just so everybody knows. I'm going to be not available to stream, so I won't be streaming. That's how that works. But thank you for all the stuffs and things, the follow and lurking. I see you. I won't point out who it is, but I see you, and you are appreciated. And yeah, I should be back tomorrow, normal time, 1 p.m. EST-ish. Unless Split Fiction has an update, I will check that here in a second just to make sure that it's hopefully not a last minute surprise like it was that one time. Anyway, bye chat. Bye.